Hi everybody, Ginger Ninja here. It's been a while, hasn't it? Um, I actually haven't been in this world for a couple of years, so I kind of need to like walk around and check what we've got going on in this world, and also probably take note of anything I want to change since I last made it, and perspectives change and things like that, and ideas change, and windmill. I forgot about the windmill. And yeah, I think that's probably the best course of action is just figure out where I'm at and what's going on and what I want to work on. So give me a second. I'm going to put a book together. Okay, so my first realization is I don't know where anything is. Um, I managed to find an ink sac and a feather, and I have shulker boxes everywhere. So yeah, that's point A. Where would I keep a book? Where would I keep paper and leather? Okay, so I've got everything but the leather, which I'm sure I have more shulker boxes. I'm sure I have more cows in this barn. Sheep, pigs, cows. Okay, leather acquired. It's raining. Book. There we go. Okay, back to write my list. Okay, so I've had a bit of a run around, and it is a bit of a hodgepodge of what's going on at the moment. So, I think last time we were here, might have been a live stream. I think it was the last video. We were working on terraforming this island up, and I think I had plans for what was going on up there. It's been a few years, and my thoughts have changed, and that's okay. It keeps the mind turning. It's fine. Uh, Looking at the bridge, it's not really going to fit what I'm kind of thinking at the moment. I kind of want to tone down the island at the moment because it's quite small. So let's go up a bit higher. It's not a very big island, and if I was to make some sort of castle in the middle of here, it wouldn't be a very big castle, or it would take up a lot of the island. So I'm going to kind of take that back, and we'll work out something else for the top area here. And then over here, I think I was working on it being farmland, but again, it being such a small island, it's not really going to work too great. So I might end up moving this windmill to sort of the next island over. Can't really go to the desert bits. Well, I could. No, Ginger, don't start terraforming plans, Ray. All right, come on. So I might move it over to another area with green, and then we start working that on being our farmland area. It gives us a bit more space to work with. So um, that then kind of brings me to the point that I'm kind of pausing terraforming until I'm kind of happy with where I'm at. So I've got some bits. So we're going to look at the docks. So the ship build kind of needs redoing. The dockyard gate area needs building. And the dry dock gate. So let's head over there. So we have the boat build, which was a shipwreck. That was one of my earlier videos where I turned it into a ship build. And it was good. It was good. I liked it. But it kind of just looks like a bit of a mess at the moment. So I want to kind of strip that back down and build a ship that looks like it's being built. We also need to actually finish the dockyard area, so whether that's expanding it, whatever that may be. We also need to actually build the gate area into the dockyard. And then I want to work on the gate to the dry dock as well. So it's just looking a little bit flat at the moment for sort of coming back and re-looking at it. I'm like, I could do better, I think. So that's the docks. Houses, there's a lot of them that aren't finished, so it's just a case of finish them. But that also means sort of adding a bit more detail. So again, walking around, I'm really liking how these houses looking at the front. But as we go in, these ones are just really plain. So we could do better, we can add to them, and then these are the houses that aren't finished. And I think there was some more up around here. No, I did finish them. Again, they're just very plain, not a lot going on. There we go, roofs on those ones. So houses, finish them as in add roofs and add a bit more feature to them. And then lastly, it's landscaping to the island, what happens with their trees, foliage, that kind of thing I really want to work on. So I think what I'm going to be starting is with the docks. So then I can completely tie that off. That also includes my storage, sort of quotation mark, storage room, because it's not really a storage room and I have shulker boxes everywhere. So I'm probably going to go and grab all the shulker boxes I can find, get them stocked back in, and then I think I'm just going to work on this dock a little bit. Yeah. There was a thunderstorm earlier and I was trying to find a bed, ended up going back over to where the windmill is, and then I remembered this was my little starty pad. Well, little starty pad, it might have been my sort of outpost base when I was working on houses over here. So this is basically how we kind of started. There was a big lake in the middle, and then we started building it up. So it was a good little like memory lane coming in here. Okay, for the most part, I'm done. But I just looked at my ender chest and I found an old jobs list to see how close I was to what was left to do back then. Finish houses, relay street. Relay Street. Maybe I wasn't happy with how it was looking. Remove villager breeder. Remove villager breeder. Wasn't it over here? Is this it? So how are these guys breeding? That's the question. Oh, you misjumped then. Okay, I don't think anything's actually feeding them. I don't know how many's in there. So I was obviously planning a breeder of some kind, maybe trading Zerdor. Okay, yeah. This might be my villager trader. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 villagers of it. Okay. What we got? Unbreaking, paling, efficiency, loyalty. Why was I keeping you guys? Fortune 3, alright. For 18, okay. Mending for 20. Oh. Silk touch for 9. Yeah, you're okay, not so much. Yeah, yeah. I don't really understand what was happening here. And I don't really understand what was happening here. Maybe I found out breaking 1, I was like, yeah, cool, but that's... To make Unbreaking 3, that's going to be expensive. And to make... Yeah, that's going to be expensive. Okay. Okay. But that's another problem for another day. We have got these warehouse buildings as well, just to the right of our storage. And I think there was upstairs space as well, actually. Ah, yeah, we've got upstairs space. So we can expand the storage out because it's not great. It's not great. But do you know what? At the moment, it is pretty sparse. So I don't think we're too panicked at the moment. Scaffolding, there you go. That's my redstone box. That's every redstone that I own. All components. Do I have a slime farm? Okay, I'm just having another little fly around just to make sure I've not left any other shulker boxes laying around somewhere. I think I've got most of them from what I can see. Can't see any other places. So I'm sure that's all of it. Oh, that was the iron farm. Does that even run still? Oh, I think a trader may have fell in. Does that even work still? Is it running? I've got a zombie in there. Don't look particularly bothered. Okay, that's for another day. Let's stick that on the list. We'll put that on the fix list. Iron farm. Okay. I guess, you know, we're gonna have to put it on there, aren't we? Uh, Trader. Because I don't really know what's going on there. Might find some shulker boxes this way. Okay. Let's see what we've got. Wow, forgot about this. Could do some lighting up there. Yeah, found some shulker boxes. Of course there's going to be some left. Leave them everywhere. Sand. Yeah, I'll have that. What's in this one? Yep, sure. Yep. Okay, so I think I found all the shulker boxes now. I'm pretty sure. I've had a little run around. I found this sort of pirate cave that we're working on as well, which is really cool. Really like the swords, sort of daggers, keeping their map down. It's quite funny. So I've got all the shulker boxes. I'm going to go and empty those, and what I'm probably going to do then is expand and sort out the storage, so it makes a bit more sense. Okay, so I've now completely gutted out my old storage. These are all gone from here now. I was thinking about keeping these as like maybe bulk storage or something like that. But the more that I was running in between them to grab stuff, I didn't like the way that I had to leave one room to go to another. So I'm now upstairs up here on the left, and it's now in one large room. And I also broke into the warehouse next door, so if I need to expand a little bit, I've got a bit of space in here that I can use as well. But I've got everything in here. I think I've got it kind of tidied in a way that makes sense. And then we've got stones here. Oh, sorry, woods, and then stones and dirt, sand. And then kind of all the other bits, terracottas, wool, glass, ice, nether stuff, end stuff, mob heads, those kind of things. So it kind of made sense having these stuff the furthest away. I'm not really going to be going for these all the time. Terracottas maybe less so. Yeah, so I think it kind of makes sense of where I've got it, and I like it. Like I said, I think it's going to be a work in progress anyway as we continue. But I'm happy with where that is. I've got myself a little bit more organised now, which is good. So this was a nice trip down memory lane and sort of picking up the mantle that is this world. And I know we've got our jobs list of kind of what I would have said were immediate tasks, but they're not really immediate tasks. I might be working on something and decide that, you know what, I need iron, so I'll go work on the iron farm instead, or the trader needs doing because I realise that my tools are not great. I mean, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. That's pretty good. But this one here is yeah, it needs better. And I'm not going to pay, what was it, efficiency 1 was the trader? Something like that. It was awful. It was awful there. So I might work through these episodes as I decide that something needs to be fixed or changed, and then I'll work on that project. As well as also Mojang have changed how they are releasing their updates now, so I'm a little bit behind on what's going on. I did catch the Minecraft live, and that was really fun. I'm looking forward to the gaslings and things like that. So as things are released, I'll check into those as well and try and catch up with what's new and how we can implement them into this world. But that was fun. Thanks, everyone. I'll see you in the next one.